You're listening to Let's Talk About It, a digital forum that holistically addresses the issues that arise in everyday life and the current affairs that are prevalent throughout our nation and that affect our culture. Let's join host Ty Priest Hannah now for today's discussion.
Let's talk about it.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. I am your host, Ty Priest Hannah, but of course, everybody calls me Ty. Thank you for allowing me to chill out with you for a few minutes. So, fam, how was your Memorial Day weekend? What did you do? Where did you go? As for me, I actually worked this weekend and even worked on Memorial Day. I found out that people need to see even on holidays. So, I spent most of my Memorial Day working and chilling out on the couch watching horror movies. But I do want to know if you cooked out, and if you did, please do me a favor and inbox a brother some barbecue or some leftover ribs or something. I would greatly appreciate it. Well, listen up. I do have a very special announcement that I want to share with you. I have some very exciting news. I hope you're ready for this. Are you ready? Are you listening? As of last week, Let's Talk About It with Ty Hannah has reached over 1,000 downloads. I cannot believe it, and I am just so excited. Fam, listen, thank you guys so much for your continual support of this podcast. I really appreciate each and every one of you from the very bottom of my heart. You guys have really blessed me, and I just simply want to tell you thank you. Today on Let's Talk About It, I'm coming to you with another empowering moment to challenge you to be a better you. When I was in college, my final major, I hope you know what that means. I actually went through a season where I changed my major several times, but my final major was psychology. I've always been intrigued by how things work. Even when I was a little boy, I used to tear up my toys just to see how it worked from the inside. Psychology allowed me to do that with people. Through learning certain concepts and principles, it allowed me the opportunity to get inside the minds or the heads of people just to see how they work, if that makes sense. During that time, there was a particular term that I learned that intrigued me, and to be honest, it has kind of stuck with me down through the years. I was even surprised to hear my pastor mention it in one of his Sunday morning messages. The term that I'm referring to is called metacognition. Metacognition, by definition, is the awareness of one's thought process and understanding of the patterns behind them. In other words, metacognition in layman's terms is simply thinking about thinking. It is one analyzing why they think the way that they think. Consider this. All of us have areas of our lives where we are deficient or dysfunctional. All of us display behaviors of some sort that would probably cause others to question as to where did we learn that and what makes us think that what we are doing is right. And essentially, the condition of those areas or what induced those behaviors are basically predicated upon the perspective or ideas that we uphold. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Your life and its present state is the sum total of the ideas you uphold. So if you want to change your life, just simply change your mind. Now, I'm not trying to come off as some glorified psychologist. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. However, I challenge you because the primary step to seeing change in your life is examining your mental process and understanding why you feel a certain way towards a particular matter. How did you come to that perspective? Why do you think that way? Who taught you that? What experience took place in your life that caused you to assimilate that thought process? I heard a powerful preacher tell this story one time to illustrate what I'm trying to convey to you now. He said there was this husband and wife who were preparing Thanksgiving dinner for the family. The wife is scurrying around in the kitchen getting things together while the husband is in the living room watching television. After a while, the husband decides to get up and check on his wife. He goes in the kitchen and sees her getting ready to cook the ham. She takes one of those large pots that you put turkeys in, and right before she places the ham in the pot, she cuts the end off the ham. With a look of curiosity on his face, the husband inquires and asks his wife, he says, "Baby, why do you cut the end off the ham? Does it make it taste better? Does it cook faster?" And the wife simply replies, "I don't know. That's the way Mama has always done it, so that's how I do it." The husband just looks even more bewildered, but he shoves it off and says, "Okay, cool." After Thanksgiving is over and everyone had done eating 2 and 3 times over and had gone home, the wife thought about the conversation her and her husband had about cooking the ham and decided to call her mama and inquire as to why she cuts the ends off the ham before placing it in the oven. She calls her mom, and her mom says, "I don't know. That's the way Big Mama has always done it, and so I just did the same thing." The wife, now becoming a little more curious as to why the ends of the ham are to be cut off before placing it in the oven, she decides to call Big Mama and ask why does she cut off the ends of the ham before cooking it. She calls Big Mama and asks, she says, "Big Mama, why do you cut off the ends of the ham before cooking it? Does it make it taste better? Does it cook faster, or what? Why do you do it? Because Mama and I are doing it and we don't know why." Big Mama simply replied, "Child, the reason why I do it is because the pot that I have isn't big enough to fit the whole ham in it." And when the wife heard this, she was shocked. She couldn't believe that her entire life, all her life, she was engaged in a behavior or had a particular idea or upheld a particular idea, all because somebody's pot wasn't big enough. And how many of us are doing the same exact thing? We are engaged in fruitless, futile behaviors or think a particular way that originated from us not properly diagnosing a situation or even having a full understanding as to why. You say all men are bad, but why do you say that? You say all women are evil, but why do you say that? You don't trust everybody, and I get it, but why? You said that you would never love again. Okay, I understand, but why? I'm not saying that you don't have a right to think or feel the way that you think or feel, but just because you feel or think that way doesn't mean that it's right, nor is it just cause to continue that thought process, especially if you're looking to grow and be a better you. For many of us, if not all of us, when we fail to properly assess any situation in our lives, we will find ourselves harboring toxic thoughts and engaging in unhealthy behaviors that will eventually become a lifestyle for us. And one of the primary reasons why it is so important that we examine ourselves is because we pass those behaviors and those thought patterns down to our children. And they end up growing up doing the same thing that wife and or daughter did. They're only doing it because they saw mama do it, or they saw daddy do it, or they saw big mama or papa or whoever it was do it. So ask yourself, why do I do this? Or why do I think this way? Because after all, the only person who can truly answer the question anyway is you. Well, family, that's my time. I've really enjoyed our time together today, and I hope you have too. I appreciate you for allowing me to hang out with you for these few minutes. Now, if you like what you hear or have a particular topic that you would like to discuss, you already know what to do. just simply send me an email at ltaipodcast29501@gmail.com, or you can send me a text message at area code 843-799-7619. Once again, the email address is ltaipodcast29501@gmail.com. Or to send a text, just simply text me at area code 843-799-7619. You already know I want to hear from you. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk About It. This is Ty Hammond. I'm out. Peace.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
You've been listening to Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.